Welcome, everybody. I want to say, and I do want to apologize for missing the first 12 laps of the race due to the update not letting me update, me not getting up at my scheduled time due to going or not having the alarm go off. But we're here at Watkins Glen, 13 laps in out of 48 are complete. Caleb McKinney out there in the race lead. Austin Smith is going to be in P number 2. Brendan Stubbs is going to be in P number 3. Nate Lee in 4th. Wesley Triplett in 5th. Gary Donnellan in 6th. Corey Crowell in 7th. 8th is going to be Lance Brantlinger. 9th, Cameron Combs. 10th is going to be Adam Nicely. 11th is going to be Alex Campbell. 12th, Brandon Puffenbarger. 13th is going to be Michael Smith. 14th, Kobe Sutphin. 15th is going to be Wayne Garland. 16th, Casey Gross. 17th, Chad McNeil. 18th, Thomas Stanley. 19th, Evan Logue. 20th is going to be Justin Shank, which Justin Shank has taken it behind the wall. He's not going to be able to finish tonight's race. Has already seen a lot of off tracks throughout the entire field. We'll go ahead and go on back here with Lance Brantlinger, the number 88 machine, who just went off track there towards or back on the back stretch in turns number 6 and 7, right before the last two quarters for Watkins Glen. He's coming on to the front stretch now. I'm going to complete 14 laps out of 48. Pit stop's going to become a rise as so far Lance still holding on to an 8th place position here. Caleb McKinney out with the race lead over Austin Smith, but there's the gap for P number 1 and P number 2 as going into turns number 6. Little left-hander into a right-hander, then pit road right after. So Caleb able to keep the number 23 behind him. Is 76 going to go up through the S's, up and over the hill into the bus stop. Bus stop's going to be one of the trickier turns on the course because it's going to be a quick right, left, right into the carousel. See here, they're going through the bus stop now, jumping the curbs essentially. The right, left, right into the carousel. It's going to be a long, sweeping right-hand corner. Going to get down near that curbing as much as possible. And then that little bit of a runoff there. Able to go as long, or not long, go as wide as they want to coming off of the carousel turn. As number 26 going to go ahead and put the number 77 one lap down. As 77 is going to go ahead and go into pit lane. That's going to be Casey Gross. They go on in at lap number 16 out of 48. Go ahead and put this on exciting for everybody out there tonight. Seems that it's not picking up. Not picking up the sound at all. Not sure why. We can try this again. Let's see if I can get the sound to come on for everybody out there here tonight. No. I'm not 100% sure on why it's not working. Let's see here. I'm not sure. And not really sure on what's going on with the sound, but Brayden Puffenbarger, the number 5 machine, trying to look to the outside of the number 84. 84 is not going to be for position with the number 5. Is looking on now. Wesley Triplett in the number 74, right behind Kobe Sutphin. As these two battle for P number 11 and P number 12 last week. Oh, Kobe getting a little bit loose going into turns number 7. He's going to go ahead and lose it there. And that's going to allow the number 20 or the 74 to get on by him. So that's going to put him up one more position. Obviously, Kobe didn't get into the wall or anything like that. He was able to keep himself off of the wall as the new updated damage model for the trucks. They get a little bit more feisty if you get into the wall just a little bit more than what you need to do. Looking on board with the number 4 going down below the number 6. Gary Donnelly going to go ahead and make that pass nice and easily, but not going to be for position as the 6 is a lap down. So Chad McNeil is currently 1 lap down. I think he's just out there having some fun, getting used to the track. Talking to some of the drivers earlier, truck drives a little bit different than what we're used to. We see all the other drivers getting on out of the way for the race leader as Cameron Combs is your new race leader in the number 15 machine. He was able to get on by the number 76, put himself into P number 1. Now they're just going to go back and forth. Caleb taking over the race lead once again. Cameron is going into pit lane this time, 20 laps in. So definitely going to be a 2-stop race. Had to at least make it 40 or 28 laps to just cut it in half. Unless they're short pitting and I just don't know. Again, I do want to apologize to everybody out there who's waiting for the broadcast to go up and get links and everything like that. It was completely 100% on me. Alarm on my phone never went off. Ended up getting woken up. Hurried up, got onto the computer, had to do just the update for the truck in Watkins Glen. Got into the server, and here we are. Caleb McKinney essentially led all of the race, other than the short little distance that he got passed by Cameron Combs. But he's got a nice little gap over Austin Smith here momentarily. I'm going to go ahead and try to get this sound once again. As while we'll do that, we'll go ahead and ride on board with the number 23. Currently still riding on board with Austin Smith. Gary Donlin having some issues going off track. Is still trying to work this on out, seeing why it's not picking up. Go back on board with the number 4 of Gary Donlin. As you get another lap around with Gary. Not sure what's going on with the iRacing sound, but not going to be able to get it figured out just yet. But 25 laps to go for these drivers. Is Gary Donlin going through turns number 6 and through turns number 7. That little yellow line right there, pretty much essentially telling you where to start turning in to go in a pit lane. What lane you want to be in. hit in for pit road. We're going to go back outside of the car. Is Caleb McKinney. Still your race leader. Second place still going to be Austin Smith. Third is going to be Brandon Stubbs. There's a distance between these two. So here's the gap between a first and second place. First is Caleb McKinney. You can see him right in front of Austin Smith. Austin Smith's got a little bit of a gap between third of Brendan Stubbs. And then fourth is Nate Lee. Fifth, Wesley Triplett. Sixth, Gary Donnellan. Seventh, Corey Crowell. Eighth, Alex Campbell. Ninth, Brandon Puffenbarger. 10th. And riding out your 10 car that is on the lead lap is going to be Adam Nicely. Some drivers still have yet to pit for tonight's race. Austin Smith not having a good race last week. Ended up having to call it quits early last week. So trying to look for all the points he can to make up for the missed opportunity last week. Was doing fairly well last week and then had something go amiss and ended up having to park it in pit road for the rest of the race. Brandon Puffenbarger ended up going on to win that race last week. Different winners every single week. It's not been a repeat winner just yet. As Austin Smith trying to do everything he possibly can to get back up to the race leader and get the race win. Going to go ahead and ride on board with Brandon Stubbs in the number 35. Doing what he needs to do. It's Curley holding it P number 3. He doesn't really have anybody near him. The 16 of Nate Lee going through the carousel. Brandon already went through. You see him just there on the edge of your screen. He's got a little bit of a distance between himself and the number 16. Depending on how well you know or can run the truck at this track, that distance can be made up. Nobody's really safe. Nobody's going to be like, oh, okay, you know what? I can pull away and they're not going to be able to catch me. They're wrong. You can pull away. It's just maintaining that gap all the way in and through the rest of the race. Is Nate Lee trying to get to Brendan Stubbs before the end of this one. Get another top 3 position onto the board for the rest of this race. But while we have the ability, going to go ahead and cut on over to our only commercial break of the race with Blues Race Designs, Mardon PC, Team Conti.gg, and more. We'll be right back.
Did you guys know that the state of Texas has many programs to help you pay for your down payment?
We are back. Is Nate Lee still trying to track down Brendan Stubbs? Gap's got a little bit smaller than what it was. You look here, Brendan Stubbs is through the S's now, and that green dot that you just seen come out of the S's, that's going to be Nate Lee. As we watch on the off-board camera for Brendan Stubbs, going to go ahead and back up here to the race leader. There's a distance between them. Wesley Triplett. He's got nobody. He's got the number 4 of Gary Donnellan behind him. Not near the battling side of things. Alex Campbell sitting behind the number 6 machine. Looks like he's got a fairly clean truck. No marks on it. Adam Nicely in the number 21. Looks like he almost caught the wall. Able to keep himself off of it. And this is going to be for the 9th position, as the race leader has caught and passed 9th place. So top 8 so far, possibly on the lead lap. We'll see where exactly Alex Campbell is in the number 9 relatively to the race leader. So he just came off turns number 7. The leader is coming off turn number 7 now. So Alex Campbell going to be the one of the next drivers to get collected up in the 1 lap down territory. Pit stops underway. The 23 of Austin Smith into pit lane. Looking at the track map, pit lane being a little bit busy here tonight. But it's going to be Caleb McKinney staying out. One more lap, 17 laps to go in tonight's race at Watkins Glen. He's going to be all over the back bumper of the number 6. The 6 going to go wide, let him go on by. Doesn't want to be in the way of the race leader, potentially ruin his race, anything like that. So lap traffic getting out of the way nicely. Brendan Stubbs able to make his way up to P number 2 as of right now. Nate Lee's going to be in P number 3. That gap really got close, as Austin Smith going to start working his way on around the number 74. Austin Smith overdrove the corner. He had to back out of it. Doesn't want to go up and over the embankment throughout the carousel. So he's going to lose a little bit of time as Caleb McKinney in a pit lane this time by. The number 76 into pit road, Austin Smith. He's going to be the race leader when everything comes on out. Well, he just overtook the number 76. So that's actually pretty huge. He didn't. He was not able to get on around him. So 76 able to hold his position. As this is going to be the battle for the race lead between these two, the 23 and the number 76. These two going to have a good little race going on. Race leader Brendan Stubbs and Nate Lee both going into pit lane. Turns number 6, the penultimate corner. And then you got the final corner right now. Go down into turns number 1 and 2. See Austin Smith able to get around Caleb McKinney as we go into the bus stop. We go into the carousel now. Austin Smith with the race lead. But Caleb not going to let Austin go that easy as they go into the penultimate corner. And then the nice little run up in through the final corner. And then coming up off into the final turn number 7. And then back onto the front straight. This is going to be the battle for the race win. Right here, these two. 23 and the number 76 both doing battle. That is so far so good. For everybody on out here, they're going to catch the number 9 of Alex Campbell. Alex Campbell more likely going to go ahead and get on out of the way. He doesn't want to be in the middle of a heated battle between the first and second place. Does want to give an advantage to the guy, one of them. Which most of the time, well, all race so far we have seen everybody get on out of the way for the race leaders. These two, the 76 and the number 23, super smooth on the wheel inputs, the throttle, braking, everything just making this track run really good. I'm going to go ahead and jump on the board with the number 76, right on board with the nose camera. See what the number 76 is doing different over the number 23. Super close to that inside wall. I thought he was going to clip it just a little bit, but didn't. Oh, Austin Smith, a little bit of a bobble going into the carousel. He's going to go and spin it out. Not what you want to see from the number 23. We're going to go ahead and go back to a quick little CRN replay here. See it here, he gets a little bit loose. Oh, overcorrects, doesn't want to get into the number 76. He's going to put it down on the inside wall, lock it on up, take it up and over the racing surface. And then Austin Smith ends up getting that car back up and rolling. 12 laps to go from Watkins Glen. Go ahead and put it back on the exciting camera so that way it just keeps flipping through each and every car as we're riding on board with Gary Donnellan once again. Beautiful truck, Inception number 4. Chevy Silverado. As Gary Donnellan currently sitting P number 7. Wesley Triplett sitting P number 6. Hard racing last week and ended up having the 74 got a little bit too much and ended up taking himself out of contention to win the race. But broadcast perspective would have been hard racing at its finest. I couldn't put that on anybody even if I wanted to. Was we Brendan Stubbs in the P number 2, looking at Adam Nicely in that beautiful red, white, and blue Budweiser number 21. Currently sitting at P at number 9, up 10 positions. Restarted. Naley is up 11. So a lot of big movers for a lot of these drivers out here tonight. 11 laps to go. The 84, Wayne Garland getting on out of the way for the number 23 of Austin Smith. Austin Smith trying to get himself back up there in contention. Going to see if he can do it. He's got the speed to get it done. Is anybody that could do it? I would say it would be Austin Smith. Ten laps to go. Caleb McKinney still with the race lead. He's got an 8-second lead over Brendan Stubbs. These two, the 74 and the number 4, are getting ready to have a little bit of a battle for themselves. Gary Donnellan up to P at number 7. Alex Campbell in 8th. Adam Nicely in 9th. Lance Brandlager getting himself unlapped in P number 10. 11th is going to be Michael Smith. Oh, Brendan Stubbs not having an easy time there. He's going to get loose going into turns number 6. He's going to end up losing P at number 2. And he's going to take it down at pit lane to fix an apparent problem on the number 35. Just kind of tossing the wheel back and forth. He was looking like he's getting a little bit loose. Just kept turning his wheel left and right, left and right, left and right to get everything on in and done. Again, I do want to apologize for the audio not being there. Obviously, you guys can hear me talking. You just can't hear the trucks going all the way around the track. So I do want to apologize about that. Wayne Garland getting really loose on that stop there. Lance Brandlinger in the pit lane. Brendan Stubbs still in the pit lane. Riding on board with the number 84. Switches back on over to our third place driver of Nate Lee. Back on down to Alex Campbell. Brendan Stubbs really just had a really bad corner there. Ended up putting it into the inside wall and having to tow into pit lane. Now what the driver of the number 35 wanted to see or have happen is it's definitely not what you want to do. Is Austin Smith, despite that little bit of damage he's picked up some time on McKinney. I don't know if it's going to be enough. With 8 laps to go, he's got to make up. Almost three seconds a lap. That it's doable, but it's going to be extremely hard to do. Michael Smith down to the inside, sliding it into pit lane. Wesley really letting it hang out there after the carousel. It's kind of what you can do, though. I mean, me personally with Watkins Glen, I really like it in the 1987 Cup cars. Talk about, car control, throttle, all that stuff. The 87's the way to go, especially for anything like that. Michael Smith. Ready on board with him, one of the father-son duos. And then you have Chad McNeil in that number 6, Kings Hawaiian. I thought maybe I saw some sparks coming off of the number 45, but it appears I was just seeing things. There's nothing wrong with the number 45. Especially with 6 laps to go, there's not the time where you want to see sparks coming off of your car or even a broken tie rod on anybody's truck. "20 cars started tonight's race. Currently down to, I would say, 18-ish. 19 cars. See how many laps Justin Shank is down here tonight. Said one is still in a pit lane, so maybe he's just getting some damages on in and repaired. But nonetheless, still Gary Donnellan up here in P at number 6. He's got Wesley right in front of him. The gap has got a little bit bigger, but not super big. Again, a lot of these drivers not really big on road courses. Just end up getting everything done the way they needed to get it done. 4 laps to go for the number 76 machine of Caleb McKinney, who's essentially led the entire race. And with 4 laps to go, Austin Smith has made up a little over 2 seconds on the race leader. Even with a little bit of damage that the number 23 has had, he's still making up just a little bit of time here and there. Biggest battle on the track is going to be between these two. I was going to jump on over to Austin Smith momentarily, who's got cars all around him. But either way, not going to have enough time to get the job done. So unless Caleb ends up making a big mistake, but there's got to be a major difference here. He's essentially has to spin out and can't get the car going in order to lose the race. But 3 laps to go, he's starting to make up a little bit of time. Granted, Austin Smith has to get on around these 2 cars for lap traffic. But now it's down to 6 seconds. So Austin Smith really putting in some lap times here. Going to see if Caleb's got to deal with any lap traffic in front of him. No lap traffic for the number 76. Final lap for the number 76 of Caleb McKinney. An absolute flawless race by the number 76 machine. Austin Smith has to get 5 more seconds to catch the number 76 through the carousel for the final time. Down the long back straight into the penultimate corner once we get there. Here we go. Last 2 quarters for the number 76. Off turn number 6 into turn number 7. Caleb McKinney is going to be our 3rd different winner this year, racking off a race win here at the Watkins Glen. Go ahead and show Mr. Barney the flagman Everybody getting ready to go on by, get these laps finished up. The number 88 of Lance Brandlinger going to go ahead and finish in 9th. As once Caleb gets all the way on and back, we're going to see him do a little bit of a burnout. And, I mean, it's a well-deserved win for the number 76. Worked his tail off to get the job done. Second is going to be Austin Smith. Third is going to be Nate Lee. Fourth, Corey Crowell. Fifth, Gary Donnellan. Sixth, Wesley Triplett. Seventh, Alex Campbell. Eighth, Adam Nicely. Ninth, Lance Brantlinger. 10th, Wayne Garland. 11th, Michael Smith. 12th, Chad McNeil. 13th, Brendan Stubbs. 14th, Evan Logue. 15th, Brandon Puffenbarger. 16th, Cameron Combs. 17th, Casey Gross. 18th, Kobe Sutphin is 17th. 18th is going to be Casey Gross. 19th, Thomas Stanley. 20th is going to be Justin Shank. So 76 is going to go ahead and do his burnouts momentarily. We're doing them right now as we speak. We're going to go ahead and get on in here, get our third place finisher. I'm going to go ahead and grab him momentarily. That's going to be the number 16 of Nate Lee. Nathan, this is still in the CRN broadcast booth. You got a copy?
Yeah, just 1 second. I'm so sorry.
Alright.
I've got people screaming in my ear. I'm so sorry. Alright, I'm ready.
Alright, you are completely fine. I mean, hey, it happens. It's one of those types of races. But nonetheless, I mean, I was a little late to the show here tonight, but nonetheless, kind of walk me through how your Watkins Glen race went out here tonight. Obviously, no cautions for the race in itself. How'd you feel this race ran here tonight?
Well, I feel really good about it. I feel like I didn't make any mistakes. I just wasn't as fast as Austin. So, those top two guys are really good. I'm happy with third. My goal was fifth, so third place, I'll take it today.
I mean, that's a pretty good goal. I mean, road courses aren't really the easiest thing to, get a handle on. You were able to come on out here, get a P at number 3 at Watkins Glen, getting it done here. I mean, obviously, turning right and left is easy for some people, but then, you get the oval racers like myself who just want to turn left all the time. It's always good to throw a little bit of a curveball each and every week.
Yeah, man, it was a lot of fun. Good race to Caleb and Austin. Like I said, I don't feel like I made any mistakes, and they were 16 seconds ahead of me, so it was fun, like it always is, man. I had a good night. Yeah,
especially with it being the only road course on the schedule. Next week, we're going to talk about Pocono, though, the Tricky Triangle. What's going to be your thoughts about that one coming up next week?
It's going to be a lot different than this race with caution, so a little bit harder to stay out of trouble, and it's not just your regular old cookie cutter oval, so it'll take a lot of practice just like this week to be good.
Yeah, definitely going to take some practice to get it all the way on and around. But Nathan, before I let you get on out of here, if there's anybody on that number 16 you'd like to give a shout out to, the floor is yours.
I'd like to thank my wife for her support, and we had fun racing tonight. Thank you for broadcasting.
All right, buddy, we're going to go ahead and let you get on back down there, hang out with the friends, and we'll be talking to you again hopefully next week.
All right, man. We'll see you later. Thank you.
All right, this is going to be our third place finisher of Nathan Lee. Going to go ahead and grab our second place finisher. That's going to be the number 23 of Austin Smith. Austin, this is Dylan, the CRN broadcast booth. Got a copy.
I got you, Dylan. How's it going?
I don't really know as of right now. I'm kind of still in the transit of what went on here today. But you had a fast truck all night long. Had a little bit of an issue there towards the end of the race. I believe you might have wheel hopped going into the carousel, or something happened where Caleb was able to get back underneath you, and you did the right thing. You ended up just moving yourself up the racetrack so you guys didn't get into a tingle tangle, and then just got a little bit of right side damage on your truck, and you're still able to put down some fast lap times trying to catch Caleb. Just ran out of laps.
Yeah, I just made a poor decision. Sent it a little too hard into the carousel, like you said, and was trying to save it. And then, Caleb just filled my rearview mirror, so got a little nervous there. And then, the wheels just fell off at that point. But yeah, it was super fun for that first half of the race, just battling Caleb. I mean, I was staying within, 5 tenths, 6, 7 tenths the whole time. And yeah, it was super fun. And congrats to Caleb for winning that race. He definitely deserved it. He was pretty quick.
I mean, you were pretty quick. Granted, if we had the regular cautions like how we would see on an oval, it would be able to stack everybody on up, and then you could really see the potential of what everybody has going all the way in and through the field. But it seemed like you and Caleb had the truck figured out. You guys had the track figured out as well. Now, switching over from the only road course of the season, going to the Tricky Triangle, what's it going to take to get through Pocono with it only being 3 corners and all 3 corners being different types of turns?
Yeah, it's going to be tough. I feel like I never really run well at Pocono. I just can't figure it out for some reason. So try to put in a bunch of practice this week, see if we can figure it out. I really need to try to get a win here in the next couple weeks. I haven't got one yet, so would love to get one so I can, guarantee myself a spot in the playoffs. But we'll see. We'll practice and we'll figure it out. We'll leave the road courses behind, even though I do love them. Wish there was one in the playoffs.
Yeah, I'm kind of the same way. You put a stock car like the truck or the 87 cars on a road course, they're just absolutely fun. But like you said, you wish there was one in there, but you got to be starting to look forward to the next race. Just take it one race at a time. But Austin, before I let you get on out of here and celebrate that second place finish here tonight, if there's anybody on that number 23 machine you'd like to give a shout out to, the floor is yours.
Yeah, I just need to thank my team for kind of talking to me throughout the race, and they were trying to tell me to calm down and don't do anything stupid. And what do you know? About a lap later, I did something stupid. But still gotta thank my team for always being there. Midwest Motorsports. I gotta thank Chance for doing all the race control and being the eyes in the sky for us. Really couldn't do it without him. And first and foremost, I gotta thank everybody who comes out and races with us, because none of this racing and none of this fun could be had if nobody showed up. So got a shout out to everybody that shows up every week to race.
Yeah, having 20 cars out there on the racetrack here tonight, that's an actual pretty good turnout for a road course.
Yeah, great turnout. Looking forward to what the rest of the season has in store for us.
All right, Austin, we're going to go ahead and let you get on out of here, celebrate that second place finish here tonight, and hopefully we'll be able to talk to you again next week.
Yeah, appreciate it.
All right, that's going to do it for our second place finisher. There he is, Caleb McKinney. I'm going to go ahead and grab our race winner. That's going to be the number 76 of Caleb McKinney. Caleb, this is Dylan in the CRM broadcast booth. You got a copy?
Yeah, I got a copy.
All right, Caleb, you and Austin Smith had one hell of a battle pretty much all race long from what I've seen since I got in there a little bit late. It was between you two, and he just got a little bit too greedy going into the carousel there. You had a little bit of a gap on him before pit stops happened. He ended up getting on around you, and then you took the lead on back once he got a little bit greedy going into the carousel, got loose, and you just kind of did not look back after that.
Yeah, just trying to stay consistent and not trying to use up my tires too much. And luckily it worked.
Yeah, obviously with your turning right and left, tire wear is going to be a little bit of a different challenge. Normally on an oval, you get the right sides wearing a little bit more than the lefts. I believe here you had them both probably wearing about evenly, maybe a little bit more on the right or the left side maybe. I don't know. I haven't ran Watkins Glen in a while to know really what the actual tire wear fall off would be, but you're the fourth different winner in 4 races this season.
Yeah, it's a pretty good feeling, and hopefully we can stay consistent throughout the next couple races to get into the playoffs. Hopefully go for that playoff champion.
Yeah, everybody's gearing up for the playoffs. Obviously, you already have yourself with a race win here at Watkins Glen. But now we're going to shift our focus over to Pocono next week, where you have two high-speed quarters. Turn 1, obviously heavily banked, high speed, and then you got the tunnel turn, and then turns number 3 that's kind of shaped like Indianapolis. What's it going to take to get yourself from lap number 1 to lap number 56 and put it back into the victory circle?
I'd say mostly patience and good passing, and not getting caught up in all these wrecks early on to help us at the end of the race. And just staying consistent.
Yeah, I would have to agree. Obviously staying consistent, putting yourself in a position where you're not going to, I guess, interrupt, or I can't even think of the word that I'm thinking of, but not take out any other fellow competitors' edges off or anything like that. But it's still going to be a great race next week at Pocono. Can't wait to see that go down. But Caleb, before we let you get on out of here and celebrate your race win, if there's anybody on the number 76 machine like to give a shout out to, the floor is yours.
Yeah, I'd like to give a shout out to Bird Motorsports for hooking me up with this paint scheme, and that's about it.
All right, buddy, we're going to go ahead and let you get on out of here. Celebrate that race win here tonight. Well-deserved race win, and can't wait to see what you got coming out next week at Pocono.
Okay, thanks, man. Take care.
All right, you too. All right, that's going to do it for our top 3 interviews here tonight. We've talked to our third-place finisher, Nathan. Talked to Austin Smith in second, and we talked to our race winner here at Watkins Glen. A little bit of a takeaway here. Great racing all the way in and through. 20 cars out there on the racetrack all at one time. Great racing all the way in and through. A couple off tracks, cutting the grass, doing this, doing that, but nonetheless, nothing really too big of contact issued wrecks. I mean, it is Watkins Glen. Some people are really good at some people are really good at road courses. Other people are just kind of like, let's hurry up, get this one done. But either way, still a great race to watch and be a part of. Make sure you guys tune in next week as we go to Pocono for 56 laps around the Tricky Triangle. But that's going to do it for myself. My name is Dylan for CRN. Make sure you guys take care. Brush your hair.